Okay, so let's do Palmer, which is a new drama by Fisher Stevens. He's had a very interesting career. This is from a script by Cheryl Guerrero. This was on the Blacklist. You know, the Blacklist is the list of best screenplays that have not yet been produced, and it's become quite a thing now. You had a script that actually has been produced that was on the Blacklist. So Justin Timberlake is a former college sports star. He's been in prison. He returns back to his home to move in with his grandma Vivian, played by June Squibb, who of course is so brilliant in Nebraska. And she owns a land that she allows this trailer to stay on, wherein lives Juno Temple's Shelley, who is a wild child with a kid and an abusive partner. And whenever she skips town, which is quite often, the kid, played by Ryder Allen, comes to stay with Vivian. And then Vivian dies. Palmer suddenly finds himself in loco parentis, looking after a kid who gets bullied for being different. Here's a clip.
Excuse me, just left these. My friend Emily gave me this. Every time she gets a new doll, I get one of her old ones. Her dog chewed this one up. But it's still okay. She just has to hop a little. See?
You know you're a boy, right?
Yeah.
Boys don't play with dolls.
Well, I'm a boy, and I do. See you later, Palmer.
So I'm going to try and say that name again. So Cheryl Guerrero, I hope I'm saying that right, because it is a very good script. The thing is that what happens is you do believe in the bond that grows between these two, very different characters, one of whom is kind of a fairly macho guy. The other is a kid who's obsessed with fairy princesses, wants to wear fairy dresses, and can't see why that isn't something that they can do. And I think the film is very good at capturing the way in which kids can respond to bullying by just carrying on being themselves. I mean, interestingly enough, one of the things that's in that documentary about Capote is we hear from Norman Mailer saying, Norman Mailer talks about going to an Irish bar with Capote, and Capote being this kind of flamboyant character with this very high voice, and saying, imagine what it must have been like for him growing up in a place in which doing that, was almost a threat to life. And you get the sense of watching this that here what we have is a young kid who's got their own sense of self and does respond to bullying by just carrying on being who they are. And during the course of the drama, you do come to believe that Justin Timberlake's character not only accepts but becomes very protective and proud of this kid that he then wants to adopt. I mean, I was kind of quite surprised because I'd heard people sort of be a little bit, oh, it's okay, but I found it much more moving than I expected. Juno Temple is great. I mean, to be honest with you, it's a role that Juno Temple could do in her sleep, and she never gives less than 1,000%. I'd like to see more films starring Juno Temple because I think she's really, really great. But this is on Apple TV Plus, and as I said, Ryder Allen is very, very good, and it is very well written by, I'm going to try and say it again, by Cheryl Guerrero. I hope I'm saying that right, Cheryl, but forgive me if I'm not.